Hi! Today we're going to make a 18th century French recipe from the Enlightenment era. It's called a Crèmes de Thé.
Yes, so this is the 18th century. This is the Enlightenment period. People are beginning to travel a lot more, especially people who can afford it, are beginning to get interested in new travelogues that are coming out. People are making the first encyclopedia. This is a time where there's a real thirst for knowledge. You get the first philosophers, Voltaire, Diderot, Montesquieu. People are craving the new, and that translates to cooking as well. So you've got cooks all over France that are vying and competing to make the most original recipes with the newest ingredients. So the fashion is for creams, and that means that cooks are experimenting with ingredients such as chervil, which is a type of herb, chocolate, and tea.
Yeah, so this funny thing, tea, comes from China, or, around the world, and weirdly enough was really expensive at one point. So if you were wealthy enough to have tea, probably not in a bag, but more likely in a fancy can from a fancy place, you could also afford this other really fancy thing, white sugar. So that's what we're going to be using in this recipe. You could probably use brown sugar, but we're really rich because we've got tea.
For about 6 crèmes de thé, you're going to need ramekins. You're going to need the same amount of milk and cream. We're using double cream. Anything full fat is usually better for this. So we've got half a litre of cream and half a litre of milk, 200 grams of sugar, and 6 egg yolks, so 1 per ramekin. We are also going to need some tea. So it's entirely up to you if you want to use sachets or loose tea, which is more accurate to the time period. If you are using loose tea, you'll need a strainer, and it's up to you what flavour of tea you want to do. We are going to do both. We're going to try both Earl Grey and black tea.
Okay, this step's actually quite simple. We're just going to put everything, except for the eggs and the tea, into a pan and bring it up to a gentle simmer so that we can infuse the tea into this sugary, creamy, milky concoction that we've got here. So this has come up to temperature now, so we're going to take it off the hob and we're going to infuse some tea with it.
Okay, so now the milk is hot enough. What we're going to do is we're going to infuse it. So we're going to pour it in here. Take your tea bags or loose tea, whatever you want to use. And now we're going to pour that in to infuse.
And we're just going to add our egg yolks in here. And really, it's a matter of slowly whisking in the tea-infused cream so that we don't accidentally, scramble the eggs. And instead, form a smooth custard. Okay, and so, now we've made our crème, or basically our custard. We're going to start portioning these equally into the ramekins.
Okay, so now we've filled our ramekins. We are going to cook them via bain-marie. In other words, we're going to steam them. So take an oven tray that's big enough to fill these. Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these in, and then we're going to fill the tray up with hot water that goes up to about halfway. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the oven, heat it up to 180 degrees for about 25 minutes to half an hour.
And there we have it, our 18th century crème de thé.
Bon appétit!